everybody, and welcome to Cozy Cards and Crystals. My name is Joanna, and today we are doing another VR, this time to Musings by Marsha, and it's the ever so famous Top Tarot Drums. I talked about how I love to watch all of the VRs and her original videos in my monthly review video, and so of course I want to participate. And we will do things a little bit differently on this channel because I decided to do 3 Major Arcana cards in one video. So today we are going to do the Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess. And of course, I will have a link to the Top Tarot Drums playlist created by MusingsbyMarscha in the video description box down below. So without further ado, let's start with the Fool. So on 5th place, we have the Fool of the Enchanted Forest Tarot. And I love this one. This is a white stag. It's standing on the edge of that magical enchanted forest that you are going into and follow throughout the major arcana of this deck. And I especially love this fool because of the connection that it has through the other major arcana cards, because as I said, it is the white stag, which represents magic and spirit that is actually showing up to you and invites you to go through that magical and enchanted journey through that forest. And so it is up to you to either ignore it or to recognize it and follow him through the forest. And that is especially highlighted in this deck by the white stag being in the world card as well. But there you can see that you come out of the forest, and so you have followed him through the complete major arcana fool's journey, so to speak, through that forest. And I really, really love that idea. So this is my 5th place for the Fool. On place number 4 is this one. This is from the Oriens Animal Tarot, and I really love that it is pretty obvious and a pretty simple choice to just depict a baby animal on the Fool card, because of course with that baby energy you get that sense of freshness, of something new, of something young and innocent. I really love that they decided to leave part of the shell on here, because it really highlights the fact that the Fool is stepping from its own little universe, its own little world, um, which was that inside of the egg for a whole time, into a completely new world with new experiences, new challenges, new things to explore and to be aware of. And that protection layer of the shell of the egg is now popping open, or is leaving him. He has to leave that protection layer to go on that journey. And also the fact that this is a sea turtle, which when they hatch, they instinctively follow or walk to the ocean, to the seashore, without them even knowing that that is the place that they're supposed to be. In a way, there is no parent there at the time when they hatch to show them where to go or what to do. They just do it because they follow their instincts, which I also really like as a fact for the Fool card. It really adds something or highlights a fact or meaning of the Fool card, that instinctual behavior, or that we sometimes need to do something that we aren't really sure of where it leads us or what the result will be, but we just know that we have to do it or we want to do it. So I really love that. third place is the Fool from the Light Seers Tarot. And the Light Seers Tarot is one of my favorites. You will have noticed that, and I talked about it a little bit more in the other VR that I did. I really love the color choices that were made here, the combination of the turquoisey and seafoam green color together with that lemony and citrusy yellows and greens mixed in here together. You really get a summery, warm, happy, healthy spirit of this card because of that color palette. At least I get it. And so I really love that color combination. I love her open posture. The arms spread wide out. Her chest is completely open. And so this really highlights the fact that she is in trust. She doesn't feel the need to protect herself or to close off. Um, and she's just open to experience that moment, to receive whatever is coming her way. I love the fact that she's leaning backwards in terms and not just stepping or walking towards the edge of the cliff, but she's leaning backwards. And so it really reminds me of that trust test that you can do with your friends or with somebody else, where they stand behind you and you have to fall back and trust that they will catch you. And the little crystal that she has in her hand, because I'm a crystal nerd, I'm a crystal lover, so I really love when crystals are there. Yeah, so I really love this one as well. Number 2 is this Fool card right here. Let's focus. And this is from the Way Home Tarot. And I really love the way that I chose, especially for the Fool card, to depict this one um, in a perspective that it looks like it's you that is standing on the cliff and that needs to do that first step. So you're looking down at your feet and you're looking at the path forward. So I really love that. And then the fact that it's foggy really highlights, you can see right there just ever so slightly the way forward, where the path really is, but you can't really see super clearly because of the fog. And that's also always the case when we start a new project. We are never sure about what will happen 100% exactly. We don't know every detail that will be there on our way forward. And so I really like that as well. And last but not least, my absolute most favorite Fool card is from the Sasuraibito Tarot, because this is the first tarot deck that I have seen depicting the Fool as an older person, as a grandpa in a way, and that really opened my eyes to it being that we are able to go on a new adventure, to find something new out, to get new knowledge, to start a new project, to explore something new, to have fun and enjoy life, and sometimes just being silly and doing things because they're fun and not because there's a reason for them to be done. In really every stage of life, in every age, it's not age bound. It's not like we can only do that when we are a child. We experience full moments in every stage of our life, and we can tap into that silly, childlike, free-spirited energy with every age. And I really, really love that this card really opened my eyes because of that. And then he's naked. I love the fact how his beard is flowing like that, so you get that sense of a fresh breeze that comes in, the beauty of the delicate flowers I really love this card. So these were my 5 favorite fools. So now let's look at my 5 favorite magicians. And place number 5, on place number 5 is this magician from Deluxe X Umbra Tarot. It's pretty simple. I love the fact that it's so simple because you really have everything you need to understand the concept of the magician. And because there's no person involved, everybody can relate to that moment or see themselves into that card. So we still have the red and white flowers here. We have some herbs. We have the elemental symbols here, that water and fire connecting together to create also the elemental symbols of air and earth. And I really love to see the 4 elements of the minor arcana of the tarot deck represented in some way, at least in the magician card. Tool right here, you really get a sense of somebody crafting something and making something out of plants or herbs that really helps and that really aids to practice or has some properties that you really need by mixing them together and creating something new out of them. So I really love this card. Number 4 is the magician from the Serpentfire tarot. Um, I just love about this card that this person really looks powerful. You really get a sense of power, of energy, of pure energy with this card. I love her open posture. She looks really confident in the way, and that posture really you could interpret it in 2 different ways. One is like she's actually giving energy out with her hands raised up like this. Um, and she's actually the one who is creating that energy, that lightning, or she's opening up to receive the energy that lies in the air with there being a thunderstorm or with there being the lightning. Um, or even she's the one who directs that thunderstorm or the lightning or the energy that is up in that space. On 3rd place, we have this magician card from the Gay Tarot, which is a tarot deck that I haven't seen around here on Tarot Tube. Basically, it is a tarot deck that is only men depicting. And I really love this magician. It is a magician that leans more in the way of depicting the magician like in the older, more historical Italian and French decks, like Tarot de Marseille and Italian tarots, where it's more about the magician being a street magician, a performer, a trickster in a way. And I really like how he's depicted here in that fancy dress. You have the show lights and the sparkle behind him. He has that confident look on his face. Um, and he's just showing up and entertaining the people and doing some tricks on them. And basically, I love that showman effect that you get with this card, with all the lights and the sparkles and the glimmer and the shiny, and that confident look that he has. So I really love this one. Number 2 is this magician card here from Tarot in Space. She has multiple arms and multiple hands, and she's holding different things in her arms, which are representing the 4 suits in this deck. They're actual tools. You really get a sense of a multitasker here. And so you really also get a sense of she being so confident and so trustful in herself and so active oriented that she just does it all and wants to experience all, wants to do it all, wants to get things done. And we often, or at least I often experience in my everyday to day life, situations where I wish I had multiple hands, because there's so often situations where you have your two hands, but there are actually things that you need to hold, and then something else that you need to grab, and then something else that you need to work on. This magician has four hands, and so she's able to do it all, and she hasn't a problem with those issues. And last but not least, my favorite magician card so far is from the Seers Tarot again. I really love the way that she depicted this one. So you still have the four elements in here with the elemental symbols, which I said I really love, but you also have the sense of that spiraling energy in here. It almost looks like a portal or a gateway to another dimension where the magician is connecting to and gets its energy from, but also sends energy in. Also has the tattoo here. I think this is Metatron's cube, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be totally wrong because I totally blank right now on that sacred geometry. But if it is, it really fits. I love that he's in a meditative posture almost. You get that sense of groundedness. So he's really able to connect to that spirit energy and really manifest something out of that because of the fact that he still is grounded at the same time. And that also highlights the as above, so below that you often see with the magician card. And so these are my top 5 magicians. And finally, let's do the High Priestesses. And for the High Priestesses, I have actually 6 cards to show you. So my top 5 and an honorable mention. I allowed myself to do that with the High Priestess because the High Priestess is one of 2 favorite Major Arcana cards from me in general. So place number 5 is this one from the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So with the High Priestess, for me it is important to see something that represents the moon, to see something that represents water in a way, and I also associate the color blue with the High Priestess, and I want her to look regal, confident, objective, and almost a little bit intimidating as well. And so with this card, you have the blue with her dress. You get the sense of water, the way the dress falls here, with all the wrinkles in there and that flowiness. And from the top part, let's focus. From that top part, you almost get a sense of the universe or a night sky with all of the different stars. You have a crescent moon. I love how this folds over. So it's almost like peeling a shade or a layer or the veil back to be able to see her face. I love her confident, regal look. You have that triple moon crown here, which I really like. And you have the book in her hands, which I also really like. So this is number 5. Number 4 is from the Muse Tarot. And there again, I love the blue color, I love the blue dress, I love that half of her face is veiled by that dress. You get that sense of waves or of the flowing movement of water with the texture or the pattern in here, which I really like. I love that her third eye is highlighted here with the rays coming out from that third eye spot. You have that crescent moon here, and I love the fact that where the tip of the crescent moon hits her open hand, there's also that energy coming out of. I really love that posture. This also somehow reminds me of Lord of the Rings and Galadriel, where she stands on the edge of her forest when Frodo and the other ones leave in the movie. Um, I'm not exactly sure if that is the gesture she makes, but somehow it is in my head that way. And I really love that connection because Galadriel for me really represents that High Priestess energy in a way as well. You have the runes around her, which also really fits. You have the sense of the veil being opened with these curtains here in the corners. So I really love that. Number 3 is from the Moonchild Tarot. And what I really love about this one is her posture. She really looks like a badass woman that you don't want to mess with and that you can't play games or tricks with because she knows and she sets boundaries and she will let you know that she knows. Um, with that confident, straight up, open arms, chest wide out, serious look on her face. So I really like that. But then you still have a lot of symbolism in here. You have the traditional black and white pillars in the background. You have the books right here. So that sense of knowledge. You have the moon in the background. You have the triple moon um, as a necklace on her as well, which I really like. You also get that crow or raven or silhouette of another bird right here. I assume it is a crow or a raven, which really gets that sense of that other messages from the other realm, that magic. So I really love her as well. Number 2 is this one from Britts Third Eye Tarot. And what I really love about her, besides the fact that it's basically a completely blue card, and you still have the traditional symbolism with the triple moon right here, you have that fogginess, because sometimes the messages of the High Priestess or of our intuition aren't really clear. I love the silhouette of a head in the background with the star shining its light. I love that her face is half veiled, but I really love the fact that she's holding a mirror with the mirroring side facing you, because the High Priestess is about finding the answers or letting you find the answers instead of her giving you the answer, so to speak. And so that mirror really highlights the fact that you have to find it on your own and that the answer lies within, that you have the right answer that works for you. Um, and that is the only card that I have seen that does it in that way. And I really, really like that. And my top favorite High Priestess card is this one from the Prisma Visions Tarot. I love this card so much, and there is no other High Priestess card so far that I have seen either from a tarot deck in my collection or from other tarot decks that I've seen on TarotTube or Instagram that tops this High Priestess card for me. It is pretty simple. I love the fact that it's almost completely blue. I love that you have the sense of the water reaching almost 2/3 of the card or filling up 2/3 of the card. She's walking on top of the water. So you really get a sense of she's being down there in the depth, rising up, and can really travel between these two realms. You have the moon back there and you have the pomegranates. So it really also gives me a little bit of Persephone vibes. Like when she's down there, she is in the underworld ruling, and then she rises up and brings some knowledge with it or some experiences. So really, really love that. And then, of course, my honorable mention is this one. This is also from the Serpentfire Tarot, and this is the only card that hasn't blue in it in a way. but I still really love this one. I love the fact that she's nude. I love the fact that you still have the moons up there, that it's so dark that you can't see her face really well. And she looks like she's not reachable or easily reachable for you because she is floating on that cloud. Um, and what I really, really love is these lights all over her body. It's almost like she is the universe, or she reflects the universe in a way. So this was my top tarot trumps. We are for the first three Major Arcana cards. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what your favorites are or what you think about the favorites that I have chosen. I'm really excited to do the other ones and to watch all of your VRs as well. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye!